You honor my sisters and brothers. Thank you for joining us on the Movement Es Medicina podcast. I'm Super Mark Rock, aka Dr. Mark A. López. This is Movement Es Medicina. It's just that, a movimiento, a movement where I'm aiming to motivate gente, the people, the community, to build healthy habits and rituals by speaking to mi gente, my community, my A1s, my hermanas y hermanos, dope, educated individuals, while exploring their active lifestyles and mental well-being strategies to recognize our dopeness in the process. And speaking of dope, educated individuals, I am joined by mi familia, Dr. Sarah Crawford, Stephen Crawford, a.k.a. Outdoor Extraordinaires, a.k.a. Chingon Fams to Max, Liam, and Ryan, a.k.a. just a dope overall couple. Welcome, familia. Steve and Sarah, thank you both so much for being with me on the Super Mark Rock and Movement Es Medicina podcast. Thank you so much. We go back sometime, y'all. We go back sometime, the three of us, the four of us with Rosie as well. So I appreciate y'all taking time for us, the viewers and listeners on the podcast. Thank you for being with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Absolutely. We are really excited to have you. And let's jump in. What's your story? Please, let's share with our audience, share with our viewers, share with our guests. Who are you all? Tell us about Sarah and Stephen Crawford.
Go first? Want me to go first?
You go first. Go ahead.
Okay. Where do we start? Where do we start? Grew up in Phoenix, both of us we still live within like a 10-mile radius of where we grew up. So we're close to family, strongly rooted here, very much have lived an active lifestyle and extend that to our family and our children, and just really have a love for movement and nature and educating people and just kind of bringing people in and helping them realize their potential and all of the benefits that they can get by just kind of being present and figuring out what works for them. So we could share tons of stuff, but that's like, we'll find out more as we go along.
That's right. I love it. And yes, being rooted in Phoenix, myself, born and raised in Phoenix, family still situated there as well. And love that y'all are close to home, close to family, and how that's important to you all, and witnessing how close and tight-knit family that y'all have with the two of you and your boys. It's beautiful. Y'all really do emulate, some extreme beautiful values and morals for your familia. So thank you for sharing that. But I also want to share a few more accolades that I'm aware of. Okay. All three of us, fellow Sun Devils, right? Fellow Sun Devils. So we all both possess a passion for learning, education, as you mentioned, and the outdoors, extreme outdoor enthusiasts and in multiple spaces and movement modalities. And you're passionate about mental and physical health and overall well-being for not only yourselves, but also for your families and for your boys, and making sure they are aware of that. So again, welcome, familia. I appreciate y'all making time for the podcast this evening. So I want to start by jumping into some lightning round questions for our viewers, for our audience, to get to know the Crawfords a little more, so they can have an opportunity to connect with the two of you. Does that sound cool?
Sounds cool.
All right. Don't think about it too much. I'm just going to just whatever comes to mind. Whoever wants to answer, please, both of you, one of you, y'all, however you want to play off each other. So don't think about it too much. All right. Favorite food?
Nachos.
For me, guacamole. I'll eat it. Guacamole.
Better cook, Stephen or Sarah?
Ooh, Sarah. Easy.
I like when he cooks for me, but I like to cook too.
Favorite movies individually of one another. Favorite movies.
Right now, La Bamba, and I can tell you why later, but that's my favorite movie at this moment.
I don't know. I think it was Predator. That was a good
Predator. Favorite sacred trail.
Oh,
Payasua.
Havasu pie for me. Lots of good right there.
Yeah, Havasu pie is awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cardio or strength training?
Oh, cardio. But my cardio is strength training.
Yeah, that's tough because you gotta have both. But
yeah,
I've been digging more into cardio lately. But I love strength training. I love the feel of the weight. Yeah.
All right. Favorite U.S. city?
Phoenix. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, Phoenix.
AM or PM workouts?
AM.
AM.
AM. Okay. Where are y'all traveling to next?
Washington, Puget
Yeah.
Sound. We have a trip to Puget Sound.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Go-to hype song when working out.
Um, anything Rage Against the Machine?
The only thing I can think of right now is Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Right.
All right, all right. All right. Sunrise or sunsets?
Set in Arizona, sunset. For
Yeah.
Me.
I don't know. I
All
love
right.
it. I like sunrise.
Sunrise. Okay.
Sunrise
Okay.
on Paestawa. You can't beat that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hiking or kayaking?
Hiking.
Hiking.
I
There's
love
a-
water. I love going down the Salt River on a paddleboard or a kayak, but you can something about your feet and where your feet and your body can take you to these places where you would never have been able to get. And that I learned from him. So yeah, for sure.
Desert or snow?
Desert. Oh my
Desert.
God.
Okay. Okay. And last, next tattoo.
Mm.
I haven't.
So
I
I
don't know.
don't know. I have this one. This is my family. These are us, all of the birds. And then I have another one. This is one that I got from my brother and my dad. And the next one, I want to get something symbolic of us, just us.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I don't know.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you for answering the lightning round and allowing our listeners, our viewers to get a chance to connect and know more about the Crawfords for both Sarah and Stephen. So thank you all for that opportunity for the lightning round. So as you both know very well that I'm a huge wellness advocate, a pusher of movement and an active lifestyle. And I believe the three of us aim to get something in 5 to 6 days a week at a minimum,
Yes.
5 to 6 days a week. My question for you all is around wellness and that active lifestyle specifically. How did that journey begin for you all around wellness and an active lifestyle?
I guess I have to.
You don't have to, but
But
you have a good story. You have a really good story to share. So.
You do. Mm-hmm.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, and the first one is like, obviously you get influenced by the movies you watch and the culture around you and stuff. And I grew up in the 80s and the fitness was rocky and that was kind of cool. But also growing up, my Uncle Mike is a firefighter, and his station was like a quarter mile away from us, and he was training for a marathon when I was growing up. He just ran and stuff. So he would come by and check, and he was obviously always into fitness. So that was pretty cool. And I really liked him. He was really awesome. I could tell you it's different stories about that.
Season 2.
He's awesome. Then the other part is my aunt and my mom got really sick growing up, and they had lupus and other ailments that were environmentally related from when they were a child. And
I grew up in Maryville. You know,
yeah.
the whole cancer circle thing.
That's right.
The whole thing.
the water.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my aunt growing up when I was little, we would go hiking. She hiked Squaw Peak all the time. We would walk from my mom's house over to my grandma's house, it's like 7 miles. It just this huge accomplishment, but she did it all the time, and occasionally she would take us and we'd go with her. So I'd say that watching her go from a fit person that can do Payasu every day to kind of going down to where she can't do anything and she's bedridden almost, made me really appreciate my abilities and not take it for granted.
Stephen, roughly how old were you? One, when the walking began, but then two, you came to that realization. That's a great point. When you saw your elders like just start to
deteriorate.
Yeah.
Right? I was probably 7, 8 when I was walking.
Okay.
I started hiking with her and walking with her. And I don't know, by the time I was 10 or 12, that was impossible.
It was impossible for her.
For her to be able to. Yeah. And then also my mom, she wasn't into fitness as much as my aunt, but
They're twins,
they're twins.
by the way.
Okay.
It's a good tidbit to add in there. They're twins. Yeah.
Okay.
They do
Okay.
do sickness together.
They do everything together, and they just, for sure.
So that's when it began. That and you, like you said, you came to that realization. 7, 8. You saw them losing. You saw them like, but you saw them walking, and you're like, yeah, I want that. I can do that. Not only do I want to be connected to, my mom, my dad, my aunt, that I want to live that. I want to do that with them. And it's stuck since
Yeah.
then.
Well, and I saw it being taken away.
Mm,
Can't.
mhm.
So like every hike I do or anything I do crazy, my aunt's there with me. It's like I
That's right.
would love to do that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And I appreciate that story, man. I appreciate that. You, Sarah?
Oh, so similar. I have a similar like type story in that I have a brother who, when I was in high school, got this transverse myelitis and he was paralyzed from the waist down. And
Mm,
so we never thought he was going to walk again. And he's such a strong, ambitious, he's such a fighter that he's able to walk now. And he still goes to work every day and he's still like, and he's
Never stopped.
never stopped. But
mm,
seeing that, like one day he's fine, the next day he's not. And I was the one that drove him to the emergency room that night. That was huge. But there's other things too. Like I was a dancer growing up as a tap dancer. I ran like back in the day in the hood. Nobody else ran. So I was the fastest in the whole school. So I had a lot of fun running. When I went to high school, it's a whole different story. I just liked
mhm.
to run, but I wasn't just then. But I always enjoyed movement and I always liked the way that it made me feel. So I saw my brother
Mm,
be having it taken away, but I have a story and I can still like see it in my head. I was a freshman at ASU, so Arizona State University. My dad got sick. He was a smoker, he was a drinker, he was obese. My dad was obese and suffered from severe depression. Okay.
mm.
He's passed. It's been 9 years since he's passed, but I still use that as like my
Right.
motivation.
Right.
I remember he was sick. I walked into the hospital, the VA hospital, because he's also a veteran. He was in Vietnam. And I saw, you know, those little windows through the door. I saw him
Hmm.
laying there with why can't I think of it? I just told you what it was.
Like a
A
ventilator or
ventilator.
oxygen.
Yeah,
Hmm.
ventilator in, and he was laying in the bed. And I said to myself, I'm never doing this to my children. I am never
Mm,
letting them see me like this from something that I can prevent. So I'm going to
mhm.
exercise. I'm not a heavy smoker. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to be an alcoholic. I need to be a role model for my kids. And I didn't have kids. I was a freshman in college. We didn't have kids till we were 30. I was 30. And so
Mhm.
that's years later. But I always had the mantra in my head, like I need to take care of myself because my kids are going to count on me and they're going to look at me as a role model.
Mm,
And that is the reason. Like I always exercised growing up. I was the one doing the Cindy Crawford, and my last name was not Crawford. Then it was Martinez. I was doing Cindy Crawford videos as a kid. You know, bribing my friends. I'll make you French fries if you come over and do the Cindy Crawford video with me. But I was always like doing something because it made me feel good. But
mhm.
dad at that point, I was like, I'm not doing this. This is something I have to keep doing forever. And so
Mm.
luckily I found someone who uh, our story of how we met is a good one if
Yeah.
you have time for that. But luckily I found a partner who also shared that passion, you know,
Mhm.
for
Right.
movement and exercise and just self-care too. So that's kind of like my why.
No, it's beautiful, y'all. And I love how it started early. It
Yeah.
started early for y'all. I mean, before college, I know college was like a
Mhm.
tipping point, if you will, Sarah, for you, but it started much earlier for y'all,
Mhm.
especially in Maryville, in West Phoenix, where we all come from. You don't see that. You
No.
don't see that growing up, especially '80s. You didn't see folks running at Oso Park or at Desert West. You didn't see it. And you saw people playing basketball, you saw, sports, etc.
Yeah.
happening. And our communities need to see this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And what y'all
Like
doing,
us.
say
People like
again?
people like us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, absolutely. And you're role modeling for your boys as well. You know what I'm
That's a,
saying? At such an early age.
Mhm.
that's a
Such an
huge
early age, you're doing that. Sorry, Steve, what you're saying?
Stephen and our oldest went on a talking about modeling. They went on a backpacking trip last summer. They backpacked for 12 days in the mountains of New Mexico. I mean, not 40 plus pounds on their back, backpacking through the mountains, sleeping on the ground together. Such an experience, you know, to
It is.
to do together. And to me, he came home like both of them grew so much from that experience. And it's just
Mhm.
remarkable to see. And it's like you cannot, you you can't, that power and movement and the way that
Mhm.
it can change you and alter your brain, you can't deny that.
Mhm.
So it is just something that we want to continue for the rest of, we have 3 boys
Mhm.
from ages 15 to 10, and that it is something that is just a an anchor in our family, and want to continue
Right.
that. It's so powerful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Amen. Amen. And I absolutely love that about the two of you and how you've created that for your family. Again, on how movement is a value. It really is a staple, but also it's culture. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like you said, we don't see enough of us in these wellness spaces, right? And you are making this culture for your home, for your beautiful boys, that this is our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we do. This
Yeah.
isn't this isn't, some random weekend, but no, it's an expectation. It's an understanding that this is for not only our family as a collective, as a unit, but we're building healthy rituals for you. We're role modeling behaviors
Yes.
for the three of you. And they see this. They see you all doing it daily. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Right,
Yeah.
right, right, right. It's beautiful.
And they call us out, Mark. They call us out.
Yeah.
If we're not working out, they go, "Hey,
Yeah. I haven't seen you in there in a few days. What's going
I
on?
see Dad, but I don't see you. I
That-
see Mom, and I."
You haven't worked out well. Are you okay? Well, did you everything going all right? It's pretty wild.
I
That's a
love it.
neat is setting that teaching them that it's something that you have to do is to just be human, to
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
Mhm.
It's not even a hobby. It's just something you just have to do to maintain your mental health and obviously your physical health.
Hmm.
Just part of or being I don't know, being human.
Mhm.
Hmm. Hmm. And well said, because again, coming from where we come from, we didn't hear that language
No.
growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Our families are blue collar workers. They were doing what they could, trying to survive, trying to raise kids and families for where we come from. So hearing languages around health and wellness to take care of self
Yeah.
Yeah.
was absolute was that, and not to the fault of theirs at all, at all. They were surviving. They were the survivors trying to do what they could for us and my siblings and you all for your families as well. And so, how I know, I mean, again, y'all are wellness enthusiasts and very active, but what drew you all to the outdoors? I mean, Arizona, second to none. I mean, one of the most beautiful states in the country. But what drew you all to outdoors versus just the gym and hitting weights and the treadmill? What drew you?
I was in my early 20s. I was a total gym rat. We lived in the gym, but we always did camping, and I grew up camping and going outdoors and going up to
Okay.
Basin and up north to the Mogown Rim all the time. So I've just always kind of been outdoors, and I was
Mm,
rock climbing with my older brothers and just doing hikes and backpacking trips overnight all the time. Just kind of grew up.
mm.
I think it's
Okay.
I so Stephen would going back, I remember I was pregnant with our first son, and he hiked the Grand Canyon, and I was like, "That's cool. I wonder if I'll ever, like, feel okay doing that." We camped as kids all the time, like, we had the camper, and
Mhm.
we would sit around campfires. My grandpa would play the fiddle, and his brother would play the violin, stuff like that. So, we did things, but I really feel like it's in our DNA. So one thing I haven't shared
Mm,
yet is I recently have been exploring my ancestry, and
mhm,
I am now an enrolled member of the Yaqui tribe, and so I feel better when I'm in nature, and I really feel like that's just part of my
mhm,
DNA. Like, I
mhm,
feel better when I'm close to the river. I feel better when I'm outside, and I just feel like finding out what your soul and your body craves can
mhm,
really just enlighten you, and watching him do it gave me the courage to, like, say,
mm.
"Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go to Havasupai with you and camp in the tent because we always had a camper.
It's okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I did that, I was like, "Wow, this just is amazing." It makes me feel
Mhm,
amazing. So, yeah, I think what lights you up and what makes you feel really good, those are the things that you need to make sure that you're continuing
mm,
to do. And so,
mhm.
been
No,
fortunate enough to have the capacity to explore those things. both of us are first generation college grads. I mean, I'm a first generation high school graduate. And so having, we grew up in very, very hardworking families, and we're
Hmm.
very fortunate to have the ability now and the opportunities available to us, because it's not always about how hard you work too. It's like, what are the
Right.
social conditions that you're raised in, that
Hmm.
what opportunities are available to you? We've had the opportunities to go to college, to explore, and then still have the stability to have like all of our basic essentials met. So just feel very fortunate to be able to have
Hmm.
this and found it together
Yeah.
too.
No, amen to that. Amen. And y'all are doing it. Y'all are living it. Y'all are breathing it. Y'all are doing it. And congratulations, on discovering that part of yourself, Sarah, Dr. Crawford, that,
Mhm.
the connection to the Yaqui community there in the greater Maricopa community. So that's fantastic. And I could not agree more with you in the sense where what are we doing that sparks for us, that spark that brings us joy and a place of peace. And like you said, you're outdoors. I think for the both of you, yeah, Steve, you back in the day, you were hitting the weights hard, but you still do hit the weights, but you're doing
Well,
it differently now. Right.
yeah.
You're doing it differently now. You're still active and you're doing it differently. What fuels you, right? What you need, that medicine that you need for self. And to your point, Sarah, that spark, I think is key. And I think you hear a lot of folks will say they haven't found that yet in what that space is. And I strongly believe for me and my journey is really being intentional about finding the joy in my movement, right? And while I'm a late bloomer, didn't grow up, active at all. I played baseball growing up, but that was the extent of my active lifestyle. I played with the neighborhood basketball, blah, 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 et cetera, at the park, but never was into wellness, if you
Yeah.
say. But now as a late bloomer, I think equally important with that spark, that refueling for self, that connection is joy, right? And so I ask you all, how do you all prioritize and make space for joy? Given that you are amazing parents, you all are working, hard workers, work full time, and you all prioritize your wellness, of course, and fitness. But how do you make space for your joy?
I don't think it's a choice. I think if we don't, we're just, we're not happy. And I know that that's like that's exactly what you said. How do you make space for joy? If you don't make space for it, you're not joyful, right? So, and also we have a really great relationship, and
You all do. You all do.
that we hold each other accountable. It's like, hey, are you okay? Do you like, and we kind of can feed off of each other and know when each other isn't okay. So, for example, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. We have what is it, a 2-day rule or 3-day rules? You can't go over 3 days without working out.
Without doing something, yeah.
If you haven't gotten your
Love
heart
it.
for 3 days, so like if we are acting a little weird or grumpy, has it been 3 days? Okay, you need to go
I love it.
hit the treadmill. And
Mhm.
but that goes back to being holding each other accountable. You just kind of know. Yeah.
I don't.
Something, right? Getting something in,
Yeah.
right?
And I guess how do we make space? We make space by okay, you need to just go. I'm gonna cook dinner. I'll get the kids, get out of here because you're just get away. Go do it. So,
I love it.
yeah, like now it's a priority. You got to go. After you
No, I love that. I love that. And I mean, the piece where, again, how y'all have incorporated this culture into your home of of an active wellness family,
Mhm.
right? I mean, y'all are role modeling for your babies, for your beautiful boys. Again, I can't say that enough because they're seeing that, they're hearing this, like, oh, mom, dad are they're a little out of whack at the moment, or something's going on. They're off today.
yeah.
Well, they'll call you out, like you said. Have you worked out? Have you worked out today?
Yeah.
Something's not there. Something's not connecting. But they're seeing that. They're hearing that. It's becoming part of their rituals and their family rituals for themselves. And yeah, I agree, Sarah. To be intentional around prioritizing joy, it's a must. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you're not your best self if you're not in a joyful place, if you're not in a joyful mindset. So how do we be intentional and create space and acknowledge that? Yes, y'all have dynamic partners, beautiful partners in your relationship with one another.
Mhm.
but you all are at a space where you can call each other out. Be like, you know, something's off. You need to go. You need to go.
But also with that too, Mark, we have to be okay with ourselves first because I can't be in
Mm-hmm.
we can't be in a relationship together if we're not happy with ourselves, right?
Mm,
So a lot of internal work has to take place as well. You don't just walk into a relationship and everything's perfect because if we're not good with ourselves, we're not going to be good for anyone else too.
that's right.
Um,
That's right.
it takes a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
be committed, but you have to also just realize that it's worth it. We're here for this experience on earth for this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Make the best of it, and how do we do that? By doing things that bring us joy so we can be our best selves, right?
That's right.
Hmm.
That's right. That's right. And I'm glad. Thank you for saying that the work element of this, both the relationships and also wellness and active lifestyle and your mental health, it all
Yeah.
takes work. I
Hmm.
think holistically, to work on each of those individual factors takes work in time. It truly is. It's a journey. It's something that you all did not just create at your 5-year anniversary mark or your 10-year, 15-year. Like this was really throughout the course of your partnership.
Right.
Right. I mean, yes, you all were exposed from your families in certain modalities of wellness, but now as a couple, you all are building this journey for yourselves as individuals, but also for your kids. And it takes work. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, and that's what I love about the two of you is that y'all are constantly evolving. To your point, Steve, I mean, yeah, you were in the gym. Now you're in the outdoors. You're going on camping and hikes more. What's going to be in 5 years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Right. You're constantly evolving.
I was more running just a few years ago. Remember when you were started running and stuff? I was running a lot, and I calmed that
Mm-hmm.
out because I had to prioritize the hikes. Yeah, yeah, you do change.
Mm-hmm.
The work it's work, but it's also just take action. Just do something. It really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, it is. And I think I, from my experience and specifically family and community of ours, I think folks are often fearful of taking that step. They don't know where to begin. They don't know where to take that action, right? They've seen my transformation. They've seen elements of my healing, like what I like to call it, this journey that I'm on of healing through movement. But I think they miss that it's taking time and that work behind it. And so very quickly to sign up for a gym, very quickly to do a diet plan, very quickly to go all in on something. When, like you said, Stephen, take action on something,
Yeah.
right? What can y'all share about that? I'm sure y'all have heard that too. These folks are stuck and don't know, like, what do I
Well,
need to do?
you had some good advice about.
I don't know.
Okay, so what Steven says is just do something like, okay, clean your room.
Oh yeah, it's stuff like that. Yeah.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Move forward. And
Mhm.
that'll sparks, little changes lead up to big
Oh,
changes.
I guess just take some kind of action. Anything, if that's just make your bed or clean your room or whatever it is,
Mhm.
all that's going to benefit, but that'll allow your mind to have space to then maybe you feel up to going and exercising or going and doing something, or making a better choices stuff. But yeah, just moving in general, getting started.
Mhm.
Just start. I don't know how to say, just do it.
Even if you don't want to, even if you don't feel like it, just do
Mhm.
something.
5 minutes, just 5 minutes.
Another thing
Mhm.
I like to do too is think about, okay, what did I used to do when I was a kid and I really enjoyed? Did I like to ride my bike? Maybe I'll go on a bike ride.
Yeah, true.
Did I like to read books? All right, I'm going to read a book today. What was it
Mhm.
that I like to do? And I'll do those things. Like I've recently started doing arts and crafts. I've started painting again, like paint by number, but it's doing something that you
Yeah.
enjoyed and that
Yeah,
brings you joy
that's right.
just to feel like good.
Mhm.
Why do we not do things that make us happy? Why do we be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm an adult. I don't have time for that." No. We can have fun too. We just got back from the library. We went and picked up some books at the library.
Love it.
That's how I spend
Mhm.
my summers and do things that make you happy. Think of
Amen.
what you enjoy.
Amen. Amen. I had a previous guest on the podcast speak about gardening. I asked them for some strategies for their wellness, and they indicate go out to garden. If you like being outside in your yard, move. To your point, Stephen, like you're saying, the act of peace, just do something to clear that space. But to your point, Sarah, I think they complement one another well, is that finding that space that brings you joy and happiness. If it is gardening, if it is out there mowing the lawn, picking weeds, or building DIY, do that. And that's going to build. That's going to continue to build, making that momentum towards an active lifestyle, right? And you all do it. You know what I'm saying? You all do it as well. So let me ask you this. You all have seen and had a front row seat to my own healing journey when I began this process, this journey for myself of transformation, of healing. And I've spoken about I'm a firm believer in the healing properties of movement, and specifically one where I'm able to focus on mental health and mental well-being. And you both wear a lot of hats. I mean, y'all are parents, y'all work full time, y'all are engaged in your children's lives, internal to the house, but a little external to the house. So you wear, in addition, let me not skip on this, but in addition to your all's own marriage and partnership. So my question is, how do you all prioritize your own mental wellness and health in your day-to-day life? How do you keep it moving? How do you keep it all moving?
I don't know.
Be intentional. Like whatever is important to you, you make time for it. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the whole Robin Arson. If it's not important, if you don't have time for it, replace that with it's not important to you. And that has been a game changer for me. So
Mm.
morning, I woke up before anybody. I just sat on my meditation pillow and just kind of sat there and took 30 minutes to myself, petted the dog. The dog came over, but it's just like, I need to make sure that I'm pouring into myself first. So I just make it a priority. That's how.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Peloton, shout out to Robin, our son. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to say it's easier said than done, but we hear that a lot, that we need to prioritize self first. We need to pour into ourselves first before we can arrive and support others, whether it's our partner, whether it is the kids, whether it is in the workspace. We need to prioritize self. So making that priority, I think, is key. And I think for me in this journey, that's one thing that's always front and center. While I am an avid mover and living this active lifestyle, it is around like healing for me, and one that pays very much close attention to my mental health in that process. So again, being very intentional about the space that I'm in, that me time, that space of running or strength training or yoga, whatever it is for the day. But again, how is this fueling me? To your point,
Yeah.
how is this pouring into me so then I can arrive and be the best partner I can be? I can be the best business partner that I can be in community with those that I love and care about deeply. But if I'm not doing that for self and not being intentional and carving out that time, it's going to fall to the wayside, and I'm going to neglect it. And I don't want that to be as well. Right.
I think that was a game changer for me when I decided I was talking to a friend and she said, you just got to wake up early and do it. You just got to wake up early and work out because you have to find that time for yourself. So when I started to do that, 5 a.m., wake up, and I was not a morning person at all. Not. He wakes up, he's ready to go. Not me. But I started to see results, and I just did. I was like, okay, I'm going to commit 30 days. Just give 30 days to do this. And I started to realize that, I can handle the day. I can get up. I'm not finding time for myself by not doing this. So what if I just tried this for a month to see what happened,
Mhm.
And it was a game changer for me. I felt like, okay, I can be successful at this. I can handle this really stressful job.
Mm.
I can handle all of these other things. I'm going to do things one step at a time, one day at a time, and just move forward. Like forward is a pace. This mantra,
Yes.
and just also reflecting on where you were and where you're headed has been really eye-opening for me too.
So where are y'all headed? Y'all have, I mean, again, some amazing lives. Y'all have amazing boys. Y'all are doing the damn thing. Y'all created this amazing family and for yourselves, for your boys. Where y'all headed? What could possibly be next? I mean, y'all are doing it. Where y'all going? What's next?
Well done.
I don't know. I like what we're doing.
I know it's hard to be okay, what's next? But I want to share with people and encourage people to find their value and to see
Mhm,
how they can help themselves to feel better. I think that's something that I would like to do. But I mean, obviously, we're raising 3 boys. Our next step is to just keep moving forward with them and make sure that they're good and
mhm,
keep modeling for them. But also want to make sure that I like to bring people in my community, my close knit circle, make sure that they know that they're valued, that they have things to offer others. And that's,
mhm,
that's kind of like, I want to continue to do that.
mm, okay. I like that. And I, I, I hear you all when you're saying, just do it. Do
Mhm.
something in your life, 5 minutes a day, make your bed, clean your room, clear that space out, that really of your mind where you are up and moving. And like you said, sir, it really comes to a piece of prioritization. And I know it's often easier said than done, but still, folks are still struggling with that prioritization piece, right? I mean, if it's waking up early, giving it a shot for 30 days, 3 weeks, giving it a shot to try something. My question for y'all is around prioritization. I want to ask a follow up to that piece. And we hear this often from our community, our village, that I don't have time to focus on wellness. I don't have time for fitness. I don't have time for prayer. I don't have time to heal, to attend to self. I got to work. I got to do these things. I got to ensure that I'm keeping busy, whatever that space is, but I don't have time. What do y'all prioritize that? And y'all just do it. Yes, it's culture. Yes. But y'all are prioritizing wellness. Y'all prioritizing your boys. Y'all prioritizing careers. Y'all prioritizing familia, fatherhood, motherhood. What's your secret?
So, well, all right, a couple of things. Like,
Please.
well, you could like sign up for something. So if
Yeah.
you're signed up to run a half marathon or a marathon, and you pay the money, you're gonna go. And well, at least for me, I signed up. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell people I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her and tell everybody else. And that for me, I'm gonna do it after that. And the same thing goes for all our like a lot of the hikes. If I tell somebody I'm gonna meet you at 5:30 and I don't show up,
Mm,
and it's my buddy, that's not really cool.
Mhm.
And if
yeah.
you get
Yeah.
so much out of it, that you'll go again and you'll do it again. But so
Mhm.
I guess you outsource your sanity and to a certain
Mm,
regard. If you have other people knowing that you have expectations for yourself to get that done, then you'll get it done. So yeah, just put a carrot out there, something that you want that you're gonna accomplish. If that's sign up for a race or a hike, or like we do like the 7 summits, or there's another one. It was like 20 miles
And
but
with
in
March.
1 day. That
Yeah.
was crazy
wow.
to do.
Wow.
But and then do with people. Yeah, we have friends that we go hike with, and we surround ourselves with people that like to do like that type of stuff. So that all kind of helps. What was the other thing?
Mhm.
You pay now or you pay later?
Yeah, you pay now or you pay later.
Mm.
It's
Say
just
more. Say more.
your mental health or your fitness. So like I can just this was the other thing I was gonna say. Like I have a gym at work.
Mhm.
I'll just go in there in my street clothes, and everybody be looking at me, and they're all in their gym outfit and they have the water bottles and stuff, and I just don't care. I'll put my headphones in, and I will go for literally 15 minutes, just whatever, and I'll just do a huge giant set. But I did something that day that was specifically because I guess that's my thing that makes me feel better. My mental health is any kind of fitness, lifting weights
Mm,
or running or hiking or anything. I know I need to. We call it chasing the lion. The lion's chase.
mm,
We got to, because life is stressful, work is stressful, and that's
mhm.
cortisol's up. So how do you get rid of that? You got to run from the lion.
That's right.
I burn it up. And at least what I tell myself.
Hmm.
So that's how I guess I prioritize or I make the space is if it's only 50 and it never, if you walk in, you tell yourself you're only going to do 5 minutes, you'll end up being there for 30 minutes and then you get some stuff done and you do that enough. And just also we have the 2-day rule, 3-day rule. If it's 2 days, you need to start really thinking about exercising again. If it's been 3 days, it's an emergency. You're going to do it. You got to do it. Nothing over 3 days.
I love it. I
So
love
holding those standards for yourself. I don't know.
it. Hmm.
I don't know. Pillars that you go by or you live by.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, really creating those systems, those pillars for self, I think
Yeah.
are critical and what's important. And I think those goes back to, as you all said, finding that space that brings you joy and happiness around and activate that. Activate that, right? Activate those spaces that take you back to when you were a kid. To your point, Sarah, it feels riding a bike. It feels being outside, going for a walk, going, you know what I'm saying? Starting small, starting simple, but again, activating those spaces that bring you joy. And then again, finding community around it. I think that's critical. I think that's been an ongoing theme in my conversations with our community is that communal piece is critical around wellness, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual for that matter. Finding some like-minded folks who are going to push you, hold you accountable, challenge you to be better versions of you, right? To be the better versions of you. So thank you for that, Yo. Thank you. Thank you. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you all this. When you hear and see Movement Es Medicina, when you hear and see Movement Es Medicina, what comes to mind?
Well, first, why don't I have a shirt yet or a mug? Just kind of wondering that. What comes to mind is that's truth.
Yeah.
That is truth.
Everybody needs to know that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That, yeah. Spread the word. It is medicine. It absolutely is. It's the best medicine overall. Yeah. I don't know. I believe it.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So this has definitely been some time in the making with Movement Es Medicina. And I had to personally go through some darkness, some dark spaces. As I mentioned earlier, that this journey started later for me around an active and wellness lifestyle, right? And finding that movement truly was that truth for me and truth in those healing properties of movement as medicine for me. And I am trying to not only educate our communities that, as we mentioned earlier in the conversation, just we didn't grow up hearing that language. We did not, we may have seen it from afar or from elders or from other family members, but the norm was where we came from, just we didn't see it. We didn't hear about it, right? We didn't. And so trying to normalize that, the language around mental wellness and active lifestyle, mental well-being, that therapy, counseling, movement heals the healing properties of these spaces to pursue them, to engage in them. And so I appreciate y'all sharing that, the truth and that how movement has been medicinal for the both of you. But again, I just cannot stress enough how movement is culture in your family. And I love that about the Crawfords and what y'all are doing individually as a couple, but also as a family. And I hope others will, that'll be a big takeaway when they watch and listen to our conversation, is that how y'all were intentional around building culture around movement for your family and passing it along to your boys. It's just, kudos to you all. Kudos to you all. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I asked my previous guests to give me a question that they had no idea who my next guest is going to be. They had no idea who you are. I said, give me a question you want me to ask my next guest. And so here's a question that they posed to me to give to my next guest. All right. So you all ready for this?
Okay.
All right. What is the legacy that you want to leave? Whether it's your boys, whether it is your community, whether it's your family, what is your legacy?
I mean, mine is and always has been just lifting others up and helping people realize their potential. And so pouring into my own family is number one. So my legacy is making sure that my family, my boys, my husband, my partner, that people that I am close with realize their full potential and realize that they're capable. And that's my legacy, hands down, right there.
Yeah, I would say the
Love
boys.
Mhm.
And if if they're self-sufficient and capable at the end, that's amazing and healthy.
it.
That's all. That'd be a good legacy.
Beautiful. Beautiful, y'all. Thank you for that. And on the flip side, give me a question. You don't know who my next guest is going to be. You have no idea who they are, but give me a question that I should ask them. It could be around wellness, mental health, fitness. Give me a question for them.
Mm. Do you have one?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a simple thing because I think it's different for everyone, but I always think it's interesting to find out what makes you keep going. Like, what makes you keep saying yes? Like, why do you say yes every day and you walk into that gym even though you're wearing your street clothes and everybody's like, what is this guy doing?
Get this guy.
What is it that keeps you going? What is it that keeps you, Mark, signing up for the next thing? That
Mhm.
keeps you inviting people to share their stories? Why? Like, I love to know people's why. And so I know it's a kind of a simple question, but it's just like, what keeps you saying yes to
No, that's it.
health?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. I love that. That is something that I really am mindful of, that your why. And you all may have seen me utilize, and I even say the hashtag, or even say, remember your why, or recuerda tu por qué. And that's something that's near and dear to me, because that's what pushes you on those hard days. Because as you both very well know, not every strength training, not every yoga session, not every run, not every hike feels good, because of a number of factors: family, stress, work, just which your tactic was for that day, but a number of factors. Not everyone's going to be great, but you showed up, right? You showed up. And to remind yourself that why, to your point, Sarah, when we asked Stephen, why you decided that day you're going to show up in your street clothes, which you did, to get something in, right? So I think that's a fantastic question for folks to be mindful of your why. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that question. What is your why, and why you do this? And I got to, while I have you both, going back to the lightning round question and Steven's comment, I don't know if there's a bigger Rage Against the Machine fan than me, but I guess, Steven's up there, Steven's up there
I
as
didn't
well.
know that. All right.
I had, yes, big fan. Zach De La Rocha is an amazing lyricist, MC, big fan of the band for years, since college as well. I had the privilege, I got to brag a little bit, Steven. I unfortunately didn't see them in my younger days when they were at their peak. I got a chance to see them when they were Prophets of Rage, when they had that merging band with Public Enemy,
Oh yeah.
Cypress Hill, and members of Rage Against the Machine. I got a chance to see them. But then I will say, I got to brag a little bit, man. I got to see them at Madison Square Garden. I got to see Rage Against the Machine at Madison Square Garden. My brother-in-law and I. It was amazing, man. It was, and Zach had just injured himself. Unfortunately, they get the full Zach De La Rocha effect, and it shows the hype Zach. But he had twisted his ankle, broke his ankle or something. So he was throwing on the mic while sitting down.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, man,
That's amazing.
it was amazing. And I'm not sure if you've ever seen. I remember I bought aging myself. I bought the DVD when it came out. I bought the DVD where they performed. They had a concert live in Mexico City.
Oh, that's
If you get a chance to watch that, man. I mean, it was like this small. It wasn't small, but it was a pretty decent sized venue. And just the crowd was amazing, and just seeing the hypeness around People of the Sun, Bulls on Parade, and oh my goodness, it's just it was amazing, man. It was amazing to watch. So
That's cool, dude. I'm glad. That's awesome. We have that in common.
we do. I'm a huge Rage Against the Machine fan. I hope others give them a listen as well. Shout out to Rage Against the Machine, Zach De La Rocha, Tom Murillo, and others, and what their lyrics are about the people, uplifting the people and breaking down systems of hate and racism and oppression and structures that just really are unjust. And I hope folks who give them a chance that are into hip hop, also rock, and what they marry the two beautiful, beautiful sounds, man. So big fan. So appreciate that. Shout out to Rage Against the Machine. Well, Crawfords, muchísimas gracias for the conversation, Familia. Dr. Sarah Crawford, Stephen Crawford, power couple. I cannot thank you all enough for sharing a bit of yourselves, a bit of your family, letting the viewers, listeners know who the Crawfords are, this dynamic, beautiful people, some of my favorite people on the planet. So I appreciate y'all sharing your story and truly and constantly inspired by you all, what y'all do for each other, but for yourselves and for your boys. I am inspired by you all. I cannot say enough in who you all are as a couple and as individuals. So thank you all for joining me on the Movement Es Medicina podcast. Where can people find you? Where can they find you if it's not on social media, LinkedIn? Where would you like to be found at?
Okay, so we're kind of, like I said, we want to help people. We're starting. We're just starting out. So we are on Instagram. It's Be Well with 3 birds. It's in its very infancy stages, but hoping that it's a way for us to share just like little things around, here's why hiking is good for your body and your soul. Here's why you feel better when you move your body and get your blood flowing. So Be Well with 3 birds, because it's all about our 3 little birds that we have
All right. And it's on IG, right? IG at the moment.
at the
IG.
moment.
Okay. Be Well with 3 birds. Okay. Follow y'all. Follow the Crawfords. Hear their story. Hear their journey. Hear their expertise advice. Their expertise advice on wellness, mental health, and living an active lifestyle for themselves and for their family. So again, Crawfords, muchísimas gracias. Appreciate you both for being with me this evening. And mi gente, remember, please recognize your dopeness on this journey. I strongly believe that we are all dope, educated individuals and are all right. Like my episode, ask questions, give feedback. Follow me at Super Mark Rock on IG or on Apple and Spotify podcast at Movement Es Medicina, as well as on YouTube at Movement Es Medicina. Again, mi gente, gracias. See you on the next time. Paz y luz.